Namaste Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYR Talks English edition. The last 3-4 days we are just getting a news that the senior members of the ISRO organization are leaving the organization, about 100 people, like 86 from Bangalore and Tirunelveli and all that, and this is giving little panic for the government because ISRO is a very important organization set up by the government of India in respect of satellite space launching things and all that, which it is doing not only with indigenous thing, but also with international cooperation. So, actually the government of India policy originally is stating that any industry which is key, which is strategic, should be under the government control. That was the policy at one point of time. But slowly through the globalization and then opening of the liberalization, these industries are now getting open to the private sector. When the private sector it is open, normally private sector people will try to draw the best talent by offering better salaries and all that for them to be in the race and then give a product and make profit for themselves. For them the profit is the main objective, but whereas ISRO, it is the commitment and the development for the nation is important. So, the government of India is also now toying up with some idea where I had read somewhere that the government now may restrict people who have joined this one, suppose a space project or a launch of a particular rocket project is like Chandrayaan or something. So, they should not leave the organization till such a time that project is completed. So, whether the restrictions can be contained or whether the government should now also equally come up with toying up with ideas of supporting or compensating the so called scientists who have basically developed because of this research organization. So, I just want your inputs on this and how to contain this and how to take forward our organization like ISRO and all that.
Yeah, ISRO has come a long way from what it was when they carried a rocket or a satellite on a bullock cart to cycle. It was a great contribution of both Mr. Nehru and Mrs. Gandhi, and of course great scientists like Vikram Sarabhai, Abdul Kalam, all of them have played a very, very important role in making this an organization of international standards and putting into orbit so many satellites. And as per the industrial policy or overall policy of the government of India, all these commanding heads were supposed to be only with government. So, they were all managed by government. So, there is no other competition. The private sector was never allowed to get into this field. In fact, most of the funding used to come from Planning Commission, and Planning Commission used to play an important role, because I do remember Sriharikota rocket launching center, once a government of India team came, some drought assessment or some such thing. So, we were hosted there. I was joint collector Nellu. When one of them is a Planning Commission officer, so the way they really took care of him was something immediately I could see. They were really more focused on the Planning Commission man, because Planning Commission recommendations matter a lot for fund allocation and fund release in those days. From that situation, we have slowly come to a different set of a paradigm altogether as far as the industry is concerned, including defense manufacturing and space technology. Now, we are allowing private sector to enter this. So, private sector to build satellites, launch satellites and things like that. Once you allow the private sector to get in, it's a good thing overall. Naturally, you can't expect the scientists who are till now working in ISRO to just sit there, because these fellows will give them a much, much higher pay checks. So, the only way government of India can counter this is by a comprehensive review of payment structure, salaries of the staff, their promotional revenues and other things, and make them, if not equal to private sector, somewhere near that, because a lot of people may still would like to work with this ISRO because it's a government organization, as long as they get a reasonably better compensation. So that's a point on which I think government of India will have to work on. Banning, no, they will not be allowed to go, that may not really cut the ice, because if they have decided individuals, they will just leave. What is there? I mean, if not, he will put some leave and then go and work and things like that. So that may not. That then proper promotional avenues and lot of flexibility for them to work. Bureaucratic hurdles, if they are there, it should be reviewed and should be done away with. One thing is, right from the beginning, this sector is getting a special focus, whoever was the Prime Minister. Mostly this is being monitored from the Prime Minister's office. Most of the secretary space happen to be technocrats, not so much of bureaucrats. So that's not a major issue even now either. But even there, if there are some irritants, that should be taken care of. And then promotional avenues and the right person being promoted to head the organization, all these things matter a lot as far as these people are concerned. We have seen this happening earlier also, like we used to have the IDPL, Indian Drugs and Pharmaceuticals Limited, which was a big bulk drug producer that was in government sector and was doing well. Suddenly the private sector, once they sensed that there's a lot of money in it, they poached all those people, and all of them, they themselves came out, put up big pharma industry and made Hyderabad the pharma capital of the country. In the process, IDPL suffered. But government of India may not allow ISRO to suffer the way IDPL, because ISRO is also tied up with national security, defense and etc. So it has to survive, and they will ensure it survives. So that being the case, same problem they will also face in defense industry, because defense also they are allowing private sector to come. So a lot of people who are working in the defense manufacturing side in government may also likely to leave. So both these areas, they need to have a thorough review and offer better salary packages as well as promotional avenues to retain the talent.
So thank you, sir. Thank you.